Hello and welcome back to Konveio's tutorial series. In this video, we're going to edit the commenting and visibility settings on our document. So there's a couple ways to enter your document. You can either go to the document itself and then click the edit tab, or you can jump straight here. But right now it's really important to explore the publish and unpublish button. So if we want to hide our consultation, whether that's because it's over with or you're working on it, you can click unpublish and continue to work on it here. So we've got it unpublished, and then we can dive in and edit on it in a private space. So this will override the show on homepage button, and you can just continue to add your description and do other things to present it well. Um, so that's one way to control the visibility. To also control visibility, let's say you want to have it reviewed by just a set of stakeholders, you can add a simple password you can add a password as simple as 123 or as advanced to control access, but you'd want to just share the link to your document and the password so that you can have just a few people review it. And that's one way to limit the visibility of your document. Now, let's go ahead and jump to our front page. We want to make sure that you guys add a short description, which will appear such as this. And this is already, since this was loaded before I pressed unpublished, it will still show. But you want to make sure to write a description, as this is how it will appear without one at all. I'm going to reload this and show you that unpublished will remove that. And let's also take a look at the custom thumbnail we used on our demo site for the same document. We just cropped in and took a square screenshot of the document page to create the look we were going for on our homepage. So let's go back to our document. So now we've talked about publishing, unpublishing. You can show it or hide it from the homepage, and you can also pin it to the top of the homepage. So once we unpublish this, it will be the foremost document on the list. And we have a password, but we deleted it. Now let's look at the commenting settings so that we can decide what interactions can take place, who can do those, and when they can do those. So the open commenting period is when comments can be seen by anyone who falls into these rules, and anybody who's enabled to write comments may write comments. So then we have the closed commenting period, and this is where the comments are visible, yet no comments can be made. And this will change how it appears on the homepage. So once the commenting period is closed, it will have a warning message and it will turn into a view only looking scenario. However, if you would like to make your document interactive and say that it's been approved and you no longer want to show the comments, but you'd like to keep all the interactive overlays and all the other work that you've done on your document and keep all the navigation elements and benefits of Konveio, you can click on hidden, which means that the comments are now hidden and nobody can then add new comments. And when in doubt, go ahead and just hover over when you're in your admin dashboard to kind of get this help text that pops up so that you can make decisions on the fly quickly in the future. So there's a couple of different things that are important to discuss here. So there are a couple of different combinations of settings that are important to navigate here. So this is a way to allow people to see comments or not see comments and control who can do that. So if you don't want the public to see the comments that are made, you can deselect this option. And that means that the public cannot see any comments that have been made aside from their own, but they can still come in, and if this is checked, they will be able to come in and still write comments. So you can make it more of a one-way form of communication that's unbiased until they are registered and can see others' comments. But if you deselect this, nobody can see others' comments, and it could be a purely one-way form of insight collection that's not biased at all. So that's one way to control the interactions. Let's make it regular and leave those open. But this is going to reference a site-wide setting. So if you want to let people who are not logged in and registered to comment on your document, you leave this here, but you have the option to, as a site-wide setting, allow people to comment completely anonymously, or you have the option to force them to use their name and email. So this is important as a site-wide setting option. And then you have the option to allow and disallow that from here on a document by document level. Now, we have the option for the open window to turn to closed automatically by selecting a date and time. And then we can go ahead and look at the strategic use of the limit participants to reply to your comments only option. Now, this is really, really interesting as it's a way for you to prime the conversation around your document in a curated way. So if you want to ask specific questions or topics throughout your document, you can just set up all these questions by going in as an admin and writing comments of your own. And then participants may not write their own comments anywhere. They have to reply to your comments. So that keeps a more structured conversation. And it may even create more interactivity as they explore the document. So this would be a good example to look at. Let's look at the master plan example. So as people go around through the document, you can take a look at all the comments. So if you disable the option to look at replies, you can have people take a look at all of the conversations you've had by page, and we can jump to page 6. So now we're on page 6. You can go through and explore this document, and you could basically pose questions about what do you think of this, or is this a good image, or whatever you'd like to center the conversation around. You can have people explore and look through that way. Now let's go ahead and look at some of the last project visibility settings. So this is a place that you can add a menu link. So right now we have the menu link activated, and this is a way to, I'll show you what it looks like when you don't have anything. So you click this and you just add the title and a sample description, and then you can have it pinned to an extra layer. So to have a drop down, but for now, let's keep it really simple and just click save. And then we're going to come back and republish our document. And now we have the report open and available. So no matter where anybody is on the website, whether they're in a separate document and you want them to come back to the main event here, you can have this document linked up here. And we'll go in a separate video on how you can add additional links, such as your contact field or other elements of the site to be linked from the top navigation. I think that concludes most of the project and document visibility. Let's just turn through a couple of other small settings, and then we'll send you on your way. So let's go through the authoring information. So this is a way to control who receives the comment notification emails. So when new comments are sent in, then it can be assigned to a specific person to receive those email updates. And so let's say that we want it to be admin. I know that we have a separate option for that right now. But if it's, say, Chris, you just type Chris, and that person would get the email notifications. I'm just going to type Winfield, as that's my admin account, and I'll leave it as that. And then let's go ahead and look at, let's say you have a long document name that you've used up here, and you want the document URL to be nice, short, and simple for use in social media, or just be memorable. You can just deselect this and write your own URL. And I believe we've covered the main options. So there will be a separate video for enabling and using a step-by-step guide. And I think we've covered it, guys. So that's going to be the end of this video, and stay tuned for the next in the series. And thank you so much for your time.